Hello again, Survivors NK Productions, back again as always with Flying Squirrels.
Hi guys.
We are doing, as always, The Walking Dead, episode 6, Consumed.
Yeah.
Um,
We
there's only
always
two
upload episode 6. That's our
oh,
thing.
we're always doing, we always do The Walking Dead, but
Yeah.
this is episode 6.
Yeah.
Um, the half season is coming up shortly. There's only two more episodes after this one before the half season comes.
Oh
And then
man,
it's,
big
yeah,
stuff, you know.
then it's episode 8 and it's over for I don't know, it was like a month or a few maybe, I don't know. And then there's 8 more episodes. So, yeah, it
Yeah.
sucks.
Uh-huh.
Um alrighty. It's always not going to summarize, but hopefully you guys have seen the video or the TV show.
Yeah.
Um but if not, you should watch it. I mean, while you're watching this
It's
if you have.
good.
Yeah. But all right. Okay, so this is the one where Daryl and Carol are looking for Beth and all that. Okay, so when we open up, they're hunting them down and all that. So they're watching them from inside of the car, and there's like a walker that comes up and it like hits on the glass of the car, and it freaks them out.
Yeah.
Um, in like kind of like the logic of the zombies is they go for the easiest prey. So you would think that instead of trying to go for people that are inside of a box that's protected,
Yeah.
it'd go for the inhospitable people. That's we
Yeah.
tried to make up a name beforehand, and I came up with that we came up with that because we thought it was funny because inhospitable because they're from the
Yeah.
hospital and they're not
Yeah.
hospitable because they hit people
Yeah.
and you know
Uh-huh.
suckers.
Yeah, more
Um,
on that. But
Wait, more on the stealing suckers or the hitting people?
no, about
Okay.
hitting people later.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, hitting people. Come on,
yeah,
you know.
it's mean.
So you think it'd go for the inhospitable people, but instead they're just like the zombies. Just like, no, I'm just gonna keep going for these people inside this
Yeah.
this car.
I mean,
Oh,
at
I can't
first it
get.
probably didn't know there was glass there because glass is
Yeah,
clear. Walkers probably don't have very great vision at all. But after it hit it a few times, it would be like, okay, I'm gonna go get those people that aren't protected,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Maybe?
You
I
think
don't
so?
know.
That's what I would do if I was a zombie. But
Yeah.
yeah, I can't really judge, I guess.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that's what you'd think would happen.
Mm.
And then Daryl and Carol are like, "Oh, we're gonna keep following him. Let's turn our car on." It makes like this
Yeah, it's
like this
crazy
loud,
loud.
starting noise, and with the engine starting up. And you think with probably like the only few cars in that like general area for like miles,
Yeah.
that are running, you think that'd be pretty loud. Especially for
Definitely.
zombies, for I guess.
For the people too. I mean, they
Yeah.
had kind of driven off at that point, right? But still.
It's probably, they're probably a good half football field away, at least, by then. So
Yeah.
should have heard it. I don't know. You think so? Um, but yeah. So what would you feel like living in a city? Would you prefer to live in the city that they are, or kind of stay in the countryside? Or
There didn't seem to be that many people in the city other than those inhospitable people, you know.
yeah,
Um, but cities they're just not a good place to be, honestly.
mm,
You saw like as soon as they had gone into like a big road, there were just walkers everywhere.
yeah. I mean,
Like
yeah,
just
and
mhm.
it'd be obviously the population there is huge, so it'd be overwhelmed with walkers. You'd think if they haven't escaped this or gotten out of the city, there'd be a ton of them lurking in the buildings. There,
Oh yeah.
so many hiding places. You couldn't clear out areas because there'd just be so many areas that walkers could hide. You'd have to go building by building for days and days and weeks.
Mhm.
Just trying to clear out buildings because it would just be so many hiding places. And with before the apocalypse, or sorry, right after the infection spread and the government was still there, they bombed the cities.
Oh.
So the buildings would be completely like unstable and they could just collapse. I
Yeah.
think at any moment,
If they've been bombed.
yeah.
Mm.
So it's just kind of that's why they stay in the countryside. Also because filming in cities would be hard.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
but yeah, that's also why they'd be in the countryside. Just gotta find like a lone building, like a compound would be a good idea, like Terminus, or a
Mm-hmm.
prison, you think?
Yeah.
Okay. So Carol was like, "We don't get to save people anymore." I was kind of thinking about that, and I was like, kind of wondering why she'd say that. Well, I mean, like,
Yeah.
do you think the world has just gone to just that hard of a point where trying to save people is just like you're almost risking yourself too much, or it's just too dangerous?
Yeah. Honestly, I was more just thinking like because they didn't have as much manpower or
Mhm.
resources anymore, that they
Yeah,
couldn't really afford to help people. But
yeah,
I can see the other way too, where there aren't really people that need help at this point. I mean, there are people that need help, obviously,
yeah,
but it's people can survive on their own if they've survived 2.5 years,
yeah.
probably.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. Um, Yeah. Do you think Carol? So when they buy the car in the last, or not last episode, it was a while ago, but Carol, she's at the car and she's getting ready to leave, and then Daryl shows up, and then they see the car with the white cross, and they go after it. Do you think Carol would have left if Daryl hadn't shown up? You think?
Uh, mm,
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know.
it's hard to say. I mean, we haven't really
Yeah.
we know she doesn't want to be around those people, but it's you don't know how much or how much she feels like she doesn't fit in or she doesn't,
Yeah. She's a
just wants it doesn't
And
really show.
obviously she's pretty smart too,
Yeah.
and probably knows that being by yourself isn't as good as having a small group.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, she has been living by herself
yeah,
for a long time though as well.
that's
But
true.
so she might just be used to that and just kind of want to continue
Get
it.
away from people. So yeah, she'd probably have left on her own.
Mhm. Yeah, maybe. But yeah, we can't. I don't know. I can't really say. Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it's like kind of moral and stuff, but when they're in the city and Daryl, they see the mom and the kid, and that's sad.
Yeah. It was.
But and then it makes a fire to burn the bodies, and I'm like, what? That's stupid.
Yeah.
I wouldn't make a fire. I get it's ritual or whatever. Maybe, I just bury them maybe, or put them in like I don't know, a closet or something. Like bury.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's just making a huge fire doesn't seem like it's the smartest idea in a city where you're trying to stalk, a enemy group.
Yeah.
So a huge
There's.
fire. And then when Daryl throws that like notebook dealio that he lit on fire and all the walkers ran to it, it was like a tiny little fire.
Yeah.
They all like, ooh, fire.
Uh
Why did
huh.
they see that on a building like
Yeah.
broadcasted,
Seriously.
you know?
Hmm.
So you think that attract a whole bunch of zombies there, and then they'd be overrun.
Yeah.
Um, okay. Let's get some crossbow knowledge and logic in here. Okay. So there's a channel called ZGB. Zombie Go Boom is their thing. They test weapons on zombies, and they did some stuff on The Walking Dead, and they actually had Daryl's crossbow in there. So there was a really strong dude, and he proved that loading the crossbow is very hard. Like he's about the
Oh.
physical strength. I wasn't quite sure, maybe a little bit less than Daryl, but it takes like 10 seconds or so just with an arm, with two arms actually. I believe it was to cock the crossbow all the way back. Um, but the easier way to do it is with like a kind of like a drawstring type thing, or that you like link it around and use leverage basically to load it.
Yeah. Hmm.
And then when he shot, it was just so much power that the arrow went straight through the head and ripped off the fletchings from the arrow, and it just smashed into the back of the fence that they used to, make sure the arrow didn't go crazy.
Yeah.
And like, you couldn't use the arrow after you shot it. So what would happen is he couldn't just pull the arrow out after it shoots a zombie. It
Yeah.
would first off that would probably like break the broadhead off the arrow because it's not really meant to just be pulled out
Hmm.
because that's kind of how the broadhead shape is.
Yeah.
And they actually tested that if you take the broadhead off, just the blunt arrow, that does more damage than a broadhead does.
Really?
Against, yeah, it just like it was like hollow point basically
But
versus
it wouldn't be very accurate.
no,
Would be the issue.
well, yeah,
Or
it
not
wouldn't be
as
as
accurate,
accurate.
but
Yeah. So that's kind of some issues with his logic. And then they go inside the office and they get the water there. They drink the water from the
yeah, the 2.5-year-old water.
yeah. I mean,
No big deal.
I let glasses sit out with water for a few days, and those look pretty weird. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't trust, a few years
Uh-huh.
um, old water. Even if it's sitting in there,
Yeah.
still it gets old.
Yep.
Like gasoline, you can't just pick a car up after around what is it? Do you have any idea? Like a year, maybe 2 years? Do you have an idea?
Well, what are you?
When it gets old, when you can't
Oh,
use
yeah,
gasoline.
gasoline gets old after around a year.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
I mean, that's another thing that's come up a little bit is, how much longer a car's going to work.
Yeah.
Gasoline doesn't last forever. But,
And no
uh,
diesel cars like any of the trucks. Those shouldn't. Though diesel is even less.
yeah.
I know that than gasoline. So they have to be using biodiesel. You'd think, or biofuels.
Yeah. But,
But
yeah.
Okay, and then this is kind of when I get annoyed with Carol. So she's really smart, survivalist time, whatever. Taking out Terminus almost self-handedly. Um, and then when they're exiting the office, oh, I'm just gonna throw my machine gun with a
Yeah.
sniper scope on it, just outside, and not even look to see if there's anyone there, and just kind of walk out. Really? Come on. And then
Yeah.
I was expecting someone to be there, especially with them
Oh,
ducking
yeah.
under there, like in games, always when you go like have to like, sneak by or there's like two objects really close to each other and you have to like crawl by it. You expect something to jump out, or to
Oh, yeah.
grab you. So I was really expecting that.
hmm Yeah, it
But
was.
just look out and clear it first.
hmm It'd make more sense, but
Yeah. When they were being robbed by Noah, is there anything you would have done to save yourself? Like, let's say you're in one of their shoes. Anything you would have done, or just kind of,
oh man. They were in a pretty tough situation because if one of them went for him, someone was probably gonna die.
yeah,
Um, I don't know though. Like, uh, it's hard to say. How about when
yeah,
he cut open those tents,
yeah.
and the zombies just went straight for Daryl and Carol, right? From
Hmm.
what I remember,
Yep.
they like didn't even consider Noah.
Yeah, it's probably because they got out there first and just saw him or saw them.
Yeah, I
But
guess
yeah,
so. I don't know. I'm thinking about all different things. Like when he's cutting it open, what if one of them reached out and like grabbed him, and
yeah,
he started like shooting? Then Daryl could have got the upper hand or something. But
yeah.
who knows? I mean, that's not what happened. So
Well, Carol had a handgun. She had
yeah,
a
that's true.
part
She
of
could have
her.
like just dropped to the ground, pull out the handgun, and shoot
Yeah,
him or something. I don't know.
yeah.
Drop shotting, so annoying, man.
Mhm. Maybe when uh he has his gun when whatever his face has his gun on Daryl. Noah has
Yeah.
his gun on Daryl. Um, who, by the way, Noah is actually from Everyone Hates Chris. That's who he's
Ah.
from. That's where I recognize him from. So yeah. Uh, but when he has his gun on Daryl, I think Carol probably could have pulled out her handgun and shot him. But I don't know. I'd probably just give up my weapons because it's just
Yeah.
getting risk. Like getting mugged. I wouldn't think of ooh ninja hit, bam,
No,
to the
you'd just
booth.
be like, "Here's my stuff."
Yeah, it's not worth your life.
Yeah.
So, and when he's running away, would you have shot him if you were Carol, or if you were Daryl, would you have let her shoot him
Yeah, I would.
in the leg, quote unquote?
Well,
Yes.
if it was actually in the leg, sure. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about killing him just like that.
Hmm.
They've, because they've got to have some morals, you know?
Yeah.
You can't just kill kids and things. Even though he was kind of, making the choice to steal stuff from them and
Yeah.
all that. It's kind of hard. And they did say they couldn't help people, and they helped Noah. So,
Yeah.
uh,
They helped him by by saving him and then also letting him go.
uh-huh.
uh, so all right, they're when they're in the car. Or so when the van car thing is
Yeah.
off the bridge
Oh, yeah.
halfways, right? And
Yeah.
so many stupid points in that. I wasn't
hmm
even real. I think Carol said about how she was lighter, and Daryl was like, "Nope," and he just went inside. But what should have
Yes.
happened is Daryl would have stayed out, acted as a counterweight, and Carol would have went inside and looked.
That would have
Uh,
made sense. I was actually thinking that's what they were gonna do, and I saw Daryl like climb up and just kind of sit there, and then they were like, "No, we're just gonna both go." And
yeah, I was like, "Really? What's the logic in that? Come on."
yeah.
And then apparently, so you saw some walkers coming towards them, right? And then when they got
hmm
out, the walkers were completely surrounded. So I could get if they're on one side, but I don't know how they got completely surrounded. The van, I don't know. It just kind of seemed like it was just unrealistic timing because they're
Hmm.
like, all right, hurry up, and they looked a little bit more, and then the walkers from 50 meters away were suddenly surrounding them.
Yeah, just like
I don't know.
banging on the walls and stuff.
Yeah.
But,
And like I always say, if there's walkers by you, you don't be like, all right, I'm gonna go stab, stab. It's
yeah.
hammer style as well.
Hmm.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kick with my foot. Like actually, there's actually a character later that uses a whole bunch of kicks, and he's awesome. Um, but I would kick them, or I would run through the
Hmm.
gaps because they can't be like grab.
Yeah.
You just put your shoulder down and slam through them. They can't bite you. You just tuck and go, and you can push
Hmm.
through. I think at least because they don't have any strength. So
Yeah, there were only like, I mean, they were surrounded, but it was
yeah,
like you'd have to push through like two, maybe three
yeah.
walkers to
It's like
get out of
20
there.
total. So yeah,
Yeah.
easy just to punch through them, or
Hmm.
not not physically, not punch, but. And then when they're like, all right, we can't do any of this, we'll just go back in the car and push it off. I would have gone on top of the car. I don't know if they had enough time for that.
Mm.
Would you have? What would you have done, man? Like, I mean, they're surrounded and they
See,
can't fight through. I just,
I'm pretty sure in real life, if car gets or a van like that gets pushed off of a bridge,
yeah,
you're not gonna land the way they did unless you get really lucky.
yeah. They
I
like
mean,
did a
it is
full
more bottom
rotation.
heavy, and I get that, but the thing did like an entire flip in the
Yeah,
air.
yeah.
It was,
But the way it was originally going, it would have landed on its front, and then they
yeah.
would have probably died. So
Hmm.
suspension and all
But
that. But
yeah.
I don't know. Well, first off, wouldn't have gotten surrounded in the first place. Get the stuff and go
Yeah.
out. Um, I probably have somebody guarding and just slowing them down, stabbing and pushing them.
Hmm.
Maybe. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Just
Yeah.
if they're surrounded, I'd try to climb on the roof. If you couldn't, I don't know. I guess I'd probably go inside, climb out the side passenger door, and just like go on the side of the bridge, hop over, and run. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. There wasn't a ton of space. That might be kind of risky to do that.
Yeah.
Because you could get like, then walkers might start grabbing you as you got out.
I think I could probably side stray faster than they could walk. I don't know though.
Yeah.
Maybe it's yeah. Or you could like this would be really dangerous, but like climb down so you're hanging and then
Oh, yeah.
monkey bar style or whatever. But I think it's less dangerous than pushing your car off the roof.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And okay, so now we're gonna skip to where they have Noah. So um, he gets an awesome machete, or Daryl does, and then he has Noah under the what is that? What is it? Would that be
Bookshelf.
bookshelf? Yeah. Would you have killed him or saved him without knowing how he could help you?
Uh, I don't know. I'd kind of fear him trying. Oh, sorry. I'd fear him trying to like backstab or something.
Yeah.
Um, Even after you saved him, because some people they're not
Yeah.
just gonna like, if they take from you once, they're gonna take from you again, no matter what you do for them. You know.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah. There's
Or
people out
you'd
there.
think so. Sorry, I
Oh.
said that wrong.
Okay. But I mean, I guess I'd probably kill the walker and like push the bookshelf off, and then tell him not to follow us or something like that. So
Yeah.
I'd save him, but I wouldn't let him come with us.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. Probably, yeah, probably wouldn't have let a walker kill him. That's pretty cruel. I'd
Yeah.
probably save him. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, so this is a little bit of like kind of like with the flashbacks with the fire and stuff.
Hmm.
On Talking Dead, there was mentions of this as well, but it was kind of like in a different way. But I thought that the flashbacks of the fire in the beginning, she she kind of like she lit a candle, right? It's like kind of like a small fire. Then she went and saw like how the prison burned,
Yeah.
So, and then it showed her burning the bodies. So like maybe that symbolized her burning the bodies, which might have been a small fire in her mind, made a huge fire in the end. And
Mm.
then she destroyed Terminus, which made a huge fire,
Oh yeah.
save people. So maybe if you make a huge fire, it will save Beth. Yeah.
Yeah. Could be.
No.
But
Well, I don't know. If you make a huge fire and just sweeps through the city, no, that's a bad idea.
yeah.
Can't control fire.
But
Yeah, but I guess the fire kind of symbolizes stuff. So, I don't. It symbolizes pain and suffering.
yeah,
Things.
all that fun stuff.
Okay, and then Carol again is stupid, and when they're escaping, or from the Terminites, and Noah like is like ow, and Daryl holds him or whatever happens. Carol's just like sprint out into the street and gets hit by a car.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
actually just got this thing that they said. Um, something about like looking both ways.
oh
I
yeah.
just got that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
In the apocalypse, look both ways. Yeah,
Yeah.
Talking Dead.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah, that was good. I
'Cause
know
she
it
got
was
hit
it
by the
was that
car.
was real. It was really surprising, but it was kind of funny. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, in
Just
a way, but then it's like, oh
sights-
my god, that actually just happened.
Yeah, yeah. You would think that you'd get hit by, the only car in the apocalypse.
Yeah.
That's from Talking Dead as well. Don't want to take the credit for that joke. All right. And then they're like, oh, we'll save her, whatever.
Yeah.
And then like Daryl's like, no, and he starts yelling. I was surprised they didn't actually hear him because I don't even know if there was a door between them, but it was a
Yeah,
glass
it
door
didn't look
anyways.
like it.
Yeah, but if there was, it's still a glass door because they could see
Yeah.
through it. So I'm surprised they didn't hear them. So another sound thing it seems. Right.
Yeah.
Uh, Obviously, with this knowledge of the hospital that we have, we'd probably let her go. Trust that she could take care of herself and get the rest of the gang. But
Mhm.
from is that what you'd do?
What now? Let her go?
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, let them take her.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. He didn't have a gun on him, did he? Because Carol had her. Like,
yeah, I think he tried a crossbow. Yeah.
yeah, then I wouldn't have gone out there. Because they probably have guns.
Yeah. So if you had the machine gun, would you have tried to kill him?
Yeah, maybe. Well, they were like getting out of the car. If it's just glass, then you can probably shoot right through it.
Yeah.
Especially after you've seen some of the stuff that it shows, where of course, in every action movie ever, they jump through glass and come out unscathed,
Yeah.
which is unrealistic because anything could be.
Glass is dangerous.
Basically, yeah, it is. um,
But okay, so you try to.
probably if I had a gun.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I'd probably let them take her.
But then again, yeah, she did just get run over or like hit by a car, so she might
Yeah.
not really be able to walk. And then
Oh,
you've also got Noah.
sorry. My phone's ringing. Okay.
Oh.
Well. Oh, so that kind of scared me. But yeah, I
And then
think
you've got Noah, who
Noah?
also can't really
yeah.
do much because of his
Fight.
leg.
Yeah. I'd with all of that, and I'd probably just let them take her. I don't know if I guess going back for the group is a smart idea if you have a car, but I don't know, man. I'd be tempted to just kind of follow them back, but I guess getting the entire group and more weapons is probably a better idea to save Beth and Carol.
Yeah.
It's-
And now they
I
know
would-
where they are and all that. So.
Yeah, got Noah. Yeah, dude.
Ooh.
All right, the group, the survivors versus the inhospitable people.
Dude, the survivals are good. Survivals. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really know what to call the Rick's group. Or Rick's-
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
we're
just they're gonna crush the people at the hospital. Honestly, I don't think the people at the hospital have any chance.
They'll
Um,
just be like, we need to have order or something, and then Rick
Yeah.
will be like, you're screwing with the wrong people, machine gun. Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
There might be some pretty intense verbal face-offs, something like that.
The officer lady might start hitting somebody.
Yeah.
Daryl might bite her neck. Or not Daryl. Rick might. That
Yeah.
thing. Daryl might make some an ear necklace again. He made that in like season 2.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. But yeah, I think they're pretty much screwed. So next episode, we might start seeing the battle, but it's probably just mostly preparation. And then maybe I think the last episode will be the battle.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'm excited.
Yeah, should be fun.
Yeah. I
See
guess
where it-
watching What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Um, yeah.
See you guys next time.
And as always, thanks for watching, America and other countries.